September 2nd, 2024, North Baltimore's Penn Lucy community. Police respond to reports of a disturbance at an apartment complex here on St. George's Avenue.
Officers responded to the scene and found two neighbors involved in a dispute. The officers separated the parties and advised them to go home and go to sleep.
One of those neighbors, a 70-year-old man. The other, later identified by investigators as 38-year-old Raheem Adams. Investigators say hours after the initial call, the elderly neighbor reported waking up to a commotion outside his apartment complex. The man reported walking outside and at the corner of the building says he saw Mr. Adams, armed with a hammer.
The victim told investigators Adams confronted him about calling the cops.
The victim told investigators Adams chased him up the steps with the hammer and in the hallway began to beat him with it, causing lacerations to both sides of his head, his right bicep, and causing injuries to his ribs. Medics were called and the elderly victim rushed to Johns Hopkins Hospital. Meanwhile, Adams was detained by police.
Detectives interviewed both the victim at the hospital and Adams at the scene.
After receiving statements from both parties, investigators say officers showed the victim Adams' picture, and the elderly neighbor identified him as the man who attacked him with a hammer. But Adams had already been released by police. A warrant was issued for his arrest.
The U.S. Marshal Service has joined the search for Adams, who is alleged to have violent tendencies.
According to court records, Adams is also a convicted felon with a history of arrests dating back 20 years. Records show back in 2017, Adams was sentenced to 5 years in prison for being found in possession of a handgun with a felony conviction. In 2014, was convicted of second-degree assault and placed on probation. In 2008, was found guilty of a felony drug charge and later charged for violating his probation. And in 2005, was arrested twice for unlawful possession.